morning and welcome to the Fiber Broadband Association's Fiber for Breakfast. We're now in our 14th episode of 2025. And before we kick off, I'd like to thank Wesco, the platinum sponsor of Fiber for Breakfast. So I'm here in Philadelphia with my good friends, Rich Williams from C2C and also the FBA Conference Program Director, and Evann Freeman, who is the FBA Board member, but he's also the 2025 Conference Chair, and we're going to be doing a live, semi-live Fiber for Breakfast. So please join us for this. Speaking of Philadelphia, the reason we're in Philadelphia is we're having our second Regional Fiber Connect workshop, and again, sold out. So San Antonio was a home run, just set a record. And we've reached maximum capacity in Philadelphia, so it's great. And then coming up, what's next is we'll be on Fiber Day on the Hill on April 9th in D.C., and we'll be in the Rayburn Room. Last year, we had over 350 members of Congress, their staff, the administration, NTI, FCC, and it's just a great way to remind our key policymakers why it's so critical that we use fiber for building out our nation's critical broadband infrastructure. After Fiber Day on the Hill, we'll be going down to Nashville, and that's what we're going to be talking about a lot today. Is June 1st through 4th is our Fiber Connect 2025 event, and it's going to be epic. That's Rich and Evan will be talking about. And then after Nashville, we'll be in Anchorage in July, Toronto in August, Spokane in September, Scottsdale in October, and Kansas City in November. And then we finish the year out in Palm Springs for our premier member meeting from December 9th and 10th, or excuse me, 8th and 9th. So that brings us today's Fiber for Breakfast session with Evann Freeman and Rich Williams to talk about our fireside chat on the Fiber Connect 2025 hot seat. So last week on Fiber for Breakfast, our guest was John Willow, the co-founder of the Community Broadband Action Network, or CBAN, who shared her insights on breaking barriers using AI to develop connected collaboration. So that was a really interesting topic, and if you missed it, you can go to our website and watch the replay. Today on Fiber for Breakfast, I have our good friends, Evann Freeman, who's on our board of directors and our conference chair, and Rich Williams, who's our program director, to talk about our Fiber Connect 2025 program, the Fiber Connect 2025 hot seat. And they'll talk a little bit why we call it a hot seat. So Evann is the Vice President of Government Affairs and Community Relations at EPB in Chattanooga. In this role, Evann leads the EPB's Government Relations and Economic Development. He served on the Fiber Broadband Association's board and is the 2025 Fiber Connect Chairman. And Rich Williams is the President of Connect 2 Communications, PR agency. He works with clients on messaging, program development, and goals, and with the team at Connect 2 to ensure programs develop match clients' priorities. In this role at FBA, Conference Program Director, he works with the executive team, the conference committee, and other stakeholders to craft and curate the agendas for the regional Fiber Connect workshops and for our Fiber Connect Granddaddy big conference. So welcome, Evann and Rich.
Hey, Gary.
And
thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, just, we've had so much fun working over the past year on this conference, and this is going to be our best year ever. So why don't I just turn it over to you guys, and you can tell us a little bit about why this conference is going to be better than we've ever had.
I think it's interesting, the amount of time, I don't think people understand the amount of time it takes to prep for one of these conferences. When you have 5,000 of your closest friends coming and you're trying to shape the narrative and the conversations so they're meaningful 12 months in advance, you're sort of making assumptions on things that are going to happen. One of the things I think was a bonus for us is a lot's happened in the last 6 months. And Fiber Connect really is a place, if you want to figure out how this impacts your business, come to Fiber Connect, because we have all the people there that give you the answers. Yep. So it's going to be a really exciting show.
Yep, no, we're really excited about it. And last year was a very successful show and got a lot of great feedback. And so a lot of the content that is pretty popular, we're bringing back again this year, but adding some new things to it as well.
Well, that's kind of, I think, the big challenge is when you've had such a great show last year, how do we take it up to the next level?
It was nerve-wracking, honestly, because this is a great show. You're like, well, how do we top that? And so we really went to the well on how we top that. And I sort of joke with the staff about this all the time is I'll give you 100 ideas and 90 of them will suck. But 10 will be pretty good. And of those, maybe like
10's maybe generous.
it
but-
tends maybe generous, but 4 of them, just only 4 of them were feasible. But like we had our planning meeting, and the scary part is we had a bunch of ideas and we're doing all of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy moly, we're doing all of them. So there's so much that's new. There's so much that's been fine-tuned. And we've added components. The popular components, we've added depth to it. We've created new things that we think are important to the community that we're going to do for the first time. And if they work, we'll bring them back. If not, we'll find something different. But we're really excited about what we have in store for you as we light it up at Fiber Connect.
Yeah, so talk about that. Why? So provide a little insight on Light It Up.
Yeah, well, we came with the Light It Up theme this year because we're really thinking about last year. The conversation was heavy on the BEAD funding that was coming down, but this year we're really thinking about not just the BEAD funding, but if you think about a lot of our members, the big announcements that you talk about with the CapEx that they're investing in building fiber throughout the country. And so this year is really going to be a significant year where networks are being light up and rural areas that have never been covered and served in a meaningful way are going to be served. And so that's where we're the basis of the theme of Light It Up. So we're really excited about that.
When we were meeting in October last year to really set this tone for the conference, what we thought this was going to be a pivotal moment in history, and we want to make sure that everybody who comes to the conference, it's like Alabama football, right? They say, well, I'll go to the national championship game next year, because they just think that you're just going to have this great conference every year. And we don't want people to get in that mode. People don't want to miss 2025, right? Because it is the year that we're going to be lighting things up. And do you guys want to walk through some of what's going to be going on at the event?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think it's important to lay out just, to your point with the football analogy, this has been a successful event, but one of the reasons that Fiber Connect has continually gotten better every year is that we think about how can we recreate ourselves and not just stick with the status quo to be better.
Well, and also make sure the conversations are about things that are important in the industry and not have conversations where people are just talking about their companies, right? Like we really eliminated that ability to, when you go to conferences and you hear people talk about just their products. Like if you want to do that, you can book space on the expo hall stage, but otherwise it's about meaningful things in the market.
Yep, and just jumping right in, talk something for everyone. And again, one of the things that we want to do to be able to continue to grow our conference is have something for everyone in the industry, in their companies. And so with that, having the 10 different content-specific things like the State Broadband Summit, the C-Suite Summit, which is specifically geared towards the C-Suite level and the content and just the really excited about that one because the environment in there, there's going to be a C-Suite lounge, and so it's really an opportunity for those folks to come in and they could do their business there, do set meetings there. If they have
a cocktail, have some coffee.
Right. Yeah.
You got a barista there.
Well, this is networking. When I think about the C-Suite Summit, specifically, we've been working really hard to try to hone that in so that this becomes a really great environment for the executive team from all our member companies and everybody in the industry to be able to show up. And one, if you're a CEO of a company, you got to be able to have an environment where you can continue to work and run your business. So we have the meeting rooms and try to have the lounge, but also you want to be able to meet with your peers, and that's again, being able to have a networking lounge that you can have, a snack and be able to chat with your friends. But then also to have the C-Suite Forum so that we bring in some folks they might not have access to and be able to have those conversations with 125 other CEOs and senior executives. And then now this year we're going to have some networking right afterwards so that those conversations can move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also have the Tribal Broadband Networking Lounge and the State Broadband Office Networking Lounge.
And I've been talking to a lot of state broadband directors, and they're really excited about, because while they're, each state is kind of doing their own thing, they like to be able to, collaborate with their colleagues around the nation, and these kind of opportunities where they can spend time in the state broadband office lounge to coordinate and to run ideas by their other broadband directors is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about the tribal broadband as well. We're still, we've been trying to amp that up, and I think this is really going to be a big breakout for us this year. And tribal is doing some really cool things.
It is, and we've got tribal content throughout the conference. So from on the main stage, from the Broadband Policy Symposium, to its own track in the breakouts on Monday afternoon. So a lot of tribal content. So if that's something that is important to your business, either as a tribal broadband operator or tribal nation, or you're an operator that wants to sell into that market, this is the place to come.
And along the lines of the networking, just bringing back the meetups that we're going to have like after. So I think one of the things that folks find most valuable is just an opportunity to go and meet new people that are in the industry and that they can relate to. We have the Fiber Under 40, which has been growing a whole lot, and we're excited about that. So I'm almost out of that one. I'm almost timed out of that. But quite a few meetups, and so really encourage folks to continue to be a part of those and really get to know each other.
Well, that's funny because, at the regional events, we've started doing new member meetups, and new members, old members, everybody shows up. Tonight we had one of those, and it's just a party.
It is.
And it's exciting to see how much energy and how people want to come in early to be able to spend time and get to know other members of the industry. So it's kind of contagious.
I think one thing that's happened is that these regional events and the main show, they've become the place where business gets done, right? And when you have the CEO of a company and you have the CTO and you have the salespeople and you have the product people, they can have all the conversations they need to have to move their business forward. So instead of just being a place where you sort of interact and then follow up, deals are done at Fiber Connect. And that's sort of a rare commodity of or attribute of a conference. And that's one of the things I think is so exciting. Just, like being you and I in the green room, all three of us in the green room a lot, just hearing the people have conversations that haven't met before and saying, oh, we got to do this. Oh, have you thought about this? It's just, those type of side conversations are gold. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things about the position we're in is that we get to connect people that, two amazing people in the industry that have never met, and just allow them to and be there to witness that conversation that kind of gets elevated to the next level.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and just adding about that, like I think, us being here in Philly, like is interesting the amount of people that this is their first FBA event that they've attended, and so they've been doing the job, maybe not a long time. Some folks have been doing it a long time, but they've kind of been isolated in their area, in their zone, and so they're not really hearing from what's going around in other areas. And so this really, this and Fiber Connect is a really great opportunity to grow incitement with them, just to show that, like, hey, that there is validation in what you have been doing, and here's some new things you may learn and may be able to share with others.
And then we've got, we'll talk about the expo hall.
Oh, the expo hall, yeah. The expo hall, really exciting, like over 50,000 square feet of expo hall space, over 300 exhibitors. It's pretty exciting. And just going down to the expo hall, it's pretty exciting. It's a massive display, and really great to see the energy down there, and just, again, the networking and business that's getting done at the expo hall. And then this year we're doing a couple new things. We're doing the Smart Home Expo. So to be able to walk through and see some of the smart home products that are available. And so that feeds back into, you have fiber, you have connectivity, you have the broadband speed at home that fiber brings. So what can you do with it? And so here are some devices, thermostats, things like that. And then the OptiPath Rodeo, which is going to be exciting. First time we're doing that. Yeah. Not your normal radio.
Not your normal radio, no.
But really great for just to put out there and show the workforce development opportunity.
Well, this is kind of the big breakout for workforce development. As funding starts to flow and we're starting to move, that's where we're starting to see a big uptick in the need for workforce development. So I think the breakout rodeo, the workforce development rodeo, OptiPath rodeo, would be fantastic.
Well, it's a great place for the graduates of the program to showcase their skills. So, and then of course, because we're in Nashville, we've got great music again throughout the conference. We kick off with the welcome party. We have Sophia Scott, who is this, rising star in Nashville. She's got hits you'd hear on the radio. She's playing the opening. party. You don't want to miss that from 5:30 to 7 on Sunday. We've got an amazing dive bar karaoke party on Monday night and a lighted up party Tuesday night. We've got amazing musicians playing the main stage on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and just amazing stuff. And then we also have an exclusive first look of the Thought Waves documentary.
Yeah, was there a slide on that? Or
There is. We'll talk a little bit more in a second, but we'll have that on Monday night. It's going to be amazing. It'll be popcorn, but it's a documentary that we'll talk a little bit about more later, but that's something you want to put on your calendar to be there for. And the last thing is, just star power. So one of the things, again, and this one was not my idea, so I'm not at all stealing the credit of the person who had this idea, but it was not me. I don't have the permission to say their name on this broadcast, so I won't. David. But we have Sean Evans from the Hot Ones coming to do the fiber hot seat live on stage at Fiber Connect. And so
We should have done a sample for breakfast today.
Oh, that would have been good. We should have done this here. Yeah, mock it up. Yeah, eat progressively hotter wings and answer pointed questions about what's happening in the broadband industry. So we're excited about that. We're bringing some star power to the stage.
Yeah, so Sean Evans is a guy that he feeds you hot wings and you answer hard questions.
He does. Yeah, he's had everyone from presidents to movie stars to musicians. It's a huge YouTube show that he sells his own hot sauce apparently, but it's a big thing, which only echoes the star power that you bring with the live recorded Fiber for Breakfast that you do on the main stage, that we do build as a state an homage to the Between Two Ferns. So we surround you with like 100 ferns and.
Well, I was just thinking on the Hot Ones, your former employee Taylor, do not go head to head with her on hot sauce. I lost that one.
But she is coming to Fiber Connect this year. She did. With my favorite branded panel, Mother Mayor, I Deploy Fiber, which I can never say. And we have 3 mayors that will join us for that.
She works for a mayor now.
Yeah. She's coming back.
All right, great.
And then getting into who's going to be there and really the fiber ecosystem. And again, we try to go and get the folks that are going to be doing it in the state. And so our state broadband office, we have over 22 state broadband offices confirmed to 10. We're still working on others, and I know they're going to be getting in there. But having that state broadband space for them last year was really helpful because they really truly did get to connect people with their state, and they can go and have side conversations and sit down and really get to know each other. And so really bringing that back, I think, is going to encourage more of those.
What I love about having the state broadband directors there is it's really an opportunity for us to celebrate them and all the hard work they've done to put these state programs together. And it's a lot of hard work, and I just really, I want to show our appreciation for everything they do, but also for our attendees, it's a great way to be able to spend time and to, you can cover a lot of states in one day, and just learn a lot about how, if you're deploying in a multi-state network, it's really good to be able to have those relationships and be able to spend a little bit of time with these broadband directors.
Yeah, and they're excited about coming, so it should be good.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll also have, another key factor is network operators, and so we have over 275 speakers, and over 85 of those are going to be network operators, and hearing from what's going on from, providers like us and others, just to hear, what they're experiencing, what their plans are to build out, and the cool thing about hearing from network operators is really the innovation that's happening, because our country is so big and the terrain is so different, and everybody's really approaching deploying their fiber in a different way, and so it's pretty interesting to hear from a good cross-section of folks. And then we also have a lot of think tanks coming, like Pew Charitable Trust is a group that is not strangers to Fiber Connect. They've come down quite a bit.
Yes. Catherine's good friends.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Catherine's good friends, and so really excited to have her be a part of it. And then important part of it is having the media spotlight. And so we have a pretty great media turnout that's in the broadband industry, and so we expect
It
that
seems
to
like
continue
last
to
year
grow.
we had around 60 press and analysts.
We'll have more this year. We already
More press
We'll have more
analysts.
press analysts this year.
And I think they really appreciate the fact that you guys run a great press room. It allows attendees that have new interesting things to talk about and share with the press to get those interviews and for them to reach a lot of our members and people in the industry.
Well, we actively encourage the members to have news because there's so many journalists attending, because it's a symbiotic relationship. They have to have news the reporters can write about. They certainly get great content from watching the sessions, but having news is important to them too. So,
well, my favorite thing is the Light Talks, Network Operator Light Talks. Yeah, so I mean, just having the CEOs and top executives from some of the leading broadband providers to get up and talk about some interesting topics, whether it's deployment challenges or just overall strategy or just how they're really approaching this market is, to me, really insightful. And I think we provide a fantastic platform for a CEO at any level company to come, because our stage is going to be fantastic this year.
it's going to be epic.
It's one of the, yeah, I guess it's really hard to explain how great it's going to be, and really proud of what's going on there, and it's just going to be really, really exciting and bring a lot of energy.
Well, I mean, we're going to have a massive LED wall. It's the state of the art. Our AV company just has all this brand new state of the art, LED screening that's going to be incredible. Plus, our whole AV setup is we really amped it up, because we're not just being able to let people show PowerPoints, but we're really creating a theater effect, and we have live entertainment. So this all has to be, professional quality. And so I think for any presenter, if you're a CEO of a large company or even a small company, to be able to stand on the stage with, I could call it Oscar quality production.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's actually where we're going to debut the new Tomorrow Starts Here song, the song about the impact fiber has on communities and how it helps build. We were inspired by one of our members who woke up with a dream and went to ChatGPT and asked them to write something, and I'm like, well, I can't do that. So we hired two of our friends that are songwriters that have performed at Fiber Connect, and they wrote this amazing song called Tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I just said it when I'm ahead. Tomorrow Starts Here, that they'll debut live on stage on Monday, and we'll have a version out before that so people can hear it. But it's pretty exciting.
Well, it's kind of neat. We're in Nashville, so of course we're going to have singer-songwriters create our own music, our own Fiber Connect music, and the whole audience will be able to participate in this, so it'll be great.
And we also got representatives talking about telehealth and talking about precision ag and talking about autonomous vehicles, and we've got, like I said, 3 mayors, including Mayor of Danbury, Connecticut, the Mayor of West Des Moines, and the Mayor of Charlottesville speaking. So it's really going to be just lots of perspective, lots of insights, lots of great information you can take back to help inform your business. And music. So again, I think I talked about this a little bit, but Sophia Scott, amazing artist, is opening it up. We've got the...
So last year, I forget the name of the artist, but he was
Ryan Larkins played last year.
He was like the CMA Artist of the Year or something like that?
His song, The Painter, was nominated for Song of the Year. Cody Johnson recorded it, but he wrote it.
And so you got some amazing talent that people, up-and-comers, that people... So, I mean, to me, this is really one of the things that sets Fiber Connect apart from any other conference in the world, the fact that we do have live entertainment to really, keep the energy up, because we want, our people are excited about what we're doing, what we're accomplishing. This whole industry, I look at, how much time I have left in this industry, and I really am anxious to be able to get everybody connected with fiber by the end of the decade. And it just bringing in creative people and these artists that really kind of pump it up, it just seems like it just adds an amazing element that kind of
It just makes every moment memorable, right? Like, we don't want you to come to Fiber Connect and have a moment where you don't experience something that you're not seeing somewhere else, right? So we really look at trying to create, once you hit our door, it's an immersive experience that is full of things you didn't expect. The Thought Waves documentary. So we had this idea, and we were as we were planning Fiber Connect, and a lot of conversations on BEAD, and I was thinking about this. I was like, it's not really about BEAD. It's not about the last 3 years, because none of this would have been possible if it hadn't been for 50 years of innovation, creating both fiber broadband and the internet, and all the people and stories and effort and time and challenges these people went through to create something that allowed a program like BEAD to close the digital divide, right? And there's lots of pivot points in the market that happened as these companies evolved and innovated and passed regulations and laws, and so we've spent the last several months interviewing dozens of these people, and we've got more interviews over the next 2 months, and we are going to do an exclusive first look of the docu-short at Fiber Connect, and then do a panel with some of our experts we interviewed. We talked to Vint Cerf, we talked to Larry Irving, to Blair Levin, to the mayor of Charlottesville. We talked to Dr. Karen Ruban, who's one of the pioneers in telehealth. Like, all these great people that are sharing their stories of what they did, what they thought they were doing. And you'll see it first at Fiber Connect, but then you'll see it next at hopefully film festivals. So we're pretty excited about it.
Well, I tell you, Rich, this documentary, Fiber documentary, is genius. And I don't use that term lightly because, I got to be stuck on a train for 10 hours and got to listen to, I was there for a lot of the interviews, but I got to watch the raw footage from guys like Vint Cerf or Ajit Pai and, the Blair Levin, and it just, or even Alan Davidson. I mean, it's just amazing to listen to, Vint Cerf talking about inventing TCP/IP. I mean, it's crazy, and of what's happened over the past. You forget about, when you've had long careers of how all this stuff came together, and so I'm super excited about Thought Waves and unveiling this amazing documentary.
One of the people we're talking to next month is the woman who coined the phrase "surf the internet." Her name's Jean Amour Polly, and she's the net mom. And she was one of the first people to introduce computers in the 80s to public libraries, and then the first to introduce internet as a community anchor. It just is. I mean, just the stories and you're gonna love it. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah.
Well, it kind of inspires me. Like, I'll take Kevin, my dog, for a walk, and I'll listen to these interviews. And when you hear Vint Cerf or Blair Levin talking about the moments in time that changed everything, when Mark Andreessen created the browser, Mosaic browser, that you could actually get on the internet. The fact, the day that Steve Jobs created the iPhone. And now, ChatGPT and AI, you don't think about that being another moment in time, but we are at the cusp of some really big things happening.
Up next, this is something I'm really, really excited about because I love.
When it hasn't, when you think it can't get any better.
Like I said, we had all these ideas and we're doing all of them. So
it's like it keeps getting better. Really, really a huge Dolly Parton fan. One from her music, but being a Tennessean, just the legacy that she's built, just as her philanthropy and really caring and giving back to the community. And so one of her big projects is the Imagination Library. Which for folks that don't know, if you have a child, kindergarten through 5th grade, from 0 through 5, yeah. You can get a free book in the mail, so you sign up and you go to the website, you sign up, and every month you get a new book. And it's a great opportunity just seeing, talking with them and learning about how the literary scores have gone up for not just the kids, but for the parents, because this is an opportunity for the parents to sit down and read. And some of these parents are learning to read proficiently. And so just that family bonding and that opportunity. And so you ask, hey, what does that have to do with like internet and growing? Well,
everything.
Yeah, everything. So for families to be able to use the internet, that being able to read, being able to interact together, you think about families being involved with their students' education and homework that's online and things like that. So it really is just a great starting point for them to work together. And so with that, we have Nell McCauley with the Dollywood Foundation that's going to come and speak to our Women in Fiber Luncheon. And actually some of the proceeds of our ticket sales for that is going to go towards a donation to the Imagination Library. And so really excited about that and really, really supporting the cause that Dolly's championed, not just in Tennessee, but all over the country. And it's still growing.
Yeah. Over 3 million books a month. Yeah.
So if you haven't signed up for Women in Fiber Luncheon at Fiber Connect, whether you're a guy or girl, please sign up. As Evan said, we're going to have a huge donation to that cause from the proceeds from that luncheon. And again, Dolly is not just music, but her whole personality, her whole spirit kind of feels like the moment we're in time is really to try to elevate the quality of life for generations to come. And that's, I think, such a great fit between fiber broadband and Dolly Parton and where we're trying to get the entire energy industry.
And we're excited. Some more things too we'll announce later on that we're working on too. So the last day of the conference is the State Broadband Summit, and you don't want to leave early because this is where you're going to find out all the things you need to know about BEAD are going to happen here. We've got 5 state broadband officers. They'll be on a state broadband panel. We've got the 3 mayors that I mentioned. We've got a really in-depth panel with some experts as our hosted by Katie Espithus from EPB about outside plant challenges. It's just going to be a great last day, but you definitely don't want to miss that. Yeah.
Well, Rich and Evan, first of all, I want to thank you for the tremendously hard work you guys have put in to be able to get our conference, and we have Nadir and the whole team behind you guys, and David and everybody that's been working on this, but this is going to be the best conference in the world, and I cannot wait till June 1st to 4th. So thank you guys for all your hard work. Thanks for sharing with our audience. And I hope you guys can get back together with us next week. We're going to be with Brian Mitchell, the Nevada State Broadband Director, to talk about Nevada's Gold Star Broadband Plan. So they are one of the top 3 states that have been approved with their final proposals for BEAD, and you're going to want to hear from Brian. So thanks, everyone. We'll see you guys at Fiber Connect June 1st through 4th, and we'll see you next week with Brian Mitchell.